Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today because we're taking what would normally be an exhaustive 30-minute deep dive and compressing it right down into our signature visual format. We're zeroing in on one of the most famous moments in history, the cosmic reunion of Jacob and Joseph. But listen, we aren't just looking at the narrative today. We're actually going to reverse engineer the hidden architecture right behind it. To do this properly, we need to ground our explainer in ancient mysticism, specifically the Zohar. It gives us this absolutely striking image, stating that Joseph is the sun and Jacob is the moon, uniting Sephirotic light. This sets up the profound sod, the secret, underlying Sephirotic mechanics behind this incredibly famous biblical embrace. You see, this wasn't just a father and son hugging, it was literally the cosmos realigning itself. Here's our diagnostic menu for today's explainer. We're hitting the bittersweet 4K reunion, the mechanics of sun and moon, cosmic engineering server logs, a video game reconnection event, tears of future exile, and finally, restoring the cosmic harmony. We're moving fast, so let's jump right in. Section 1. The bittersweet 4K reunion. I want you to visualize this in ultra-crisp 4K heritage cinematic style. Joseph is rushing forward, right? He's draped in these heavy, magnificent royal garments of Egypt. Meanwhile, Jacob is slowly descending from his chariot. As they finally run to each other, they embrace and they just weep. But right as they meet, the sky above them literally shifts. The sunlight and the moonlight merge into this one radiant glow. It illuminates the entire land with a bittersweet brilliance, echoing both an incredible reunion and a deeply hidden sorrow. Section 2. Mechanics of sun and moon. Okay, let's really dive into this part. According to the source material, this embrace is actually a highly precise Sephirotic alignment. Joseph is the active, channeling sun. He represents the Yesod and Tiferet channel of direct illumination. Jacob, on the other hand, is the receptive moon. He represents Malshut, the interface that receives and then reflects that incoming light. Now, for those of you wanting to grasp the exact mechanics here, let's quickly define Yesod. It's the foundational sephira. Basically, think of it as the primary channel that transmits cosmic light all the way down into the Malchut interface. So when Joseph embraces Jacob, his energy is quite literally restoring the flow of light from the upper worlds down into the lower worlds. The circuit is finally reconnected. And, this beautifully illustrates the color psychology present in the Zohar. We're not just talking about invisible energy. We're talking about vivid visual dynamics. You have the golden light of the sun, Joseph, merging seamlessly with the silver light of the moon, Jacob. As they embrace, these two colors blend together into a completely unified, blinding white light. Section 3. Cosmic Engineering Server Logs. Let's make this super concrete. If we translate these Sephirotic light channels into modern IT system architecture, Joseph is the Yesod. He's the primary light source, the main server, or the power generator. Jacob is Malkut, the client display or reflective distribution. That embrace, that is the exact moment these two separated systems finally sync up after 20 years, immediately restoring full system output. But here's the massive narrative turning point. It's a peak performance event, right? Everything is humming. Yet, the embedded logs are quietly flashing a critical warning. It's like the ultimate cosmic blue screen of death waiting in the wings. It's predicting a catastrophic future system failure, even while the system is currently running completely flawlessly. Section 4. Video Game Reconnection Event. If this entire reunion was a massive lore moment in a video game, here is exactly how the cutscene would play out. Step 1. The players finally get the separated power sources to reconnect. Step 2. The entire world map lights up brilliantly and is totally restored. But then, Step 3, the dialogue in the cutscene drops a heavy hint about a dark future. It's heavily foreshadowing an inevitable collapse event that the players simply won't be able to stop. So, this brings us to a really crucial question. Why are they weeping? Seriously, why, at the exact moment of ultimate victory, perfect system synchronization, and long-awaited reconnection, are the tears flowing? Section 5. Tears of Future Exile. Let's decode this. Let's trace the Sephirotic timeline here. We start with peak performance, the reunion itself. But Step 2 reveals those hidden logs we talked about, which actually manifest physically as their tears. Those tiers point directly to step 3, a future system failure, which in the source material represents the future destruction of the sanctuary where this exact union will once again be broken. And tragically, that leads to step 4, the exile, a total, devastating system disconnection. The mechanics of the tiers themselves are absolutely fascinating. Weeping, in this specific context, represents an excess flow of energy. On one side, you have the strict judgment of the system, known as din. But because of this incredibly profound cosmic embrace, that strict, rigid judgment is beautifully softened by mercy, known as rachamim. The tears they shed are the literal overflow of that newly softened judgment. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the colors break down. We mentioned the blinding white light earlier, right? But that unified white light is deeply tinged with other elements. To put it in perspective, imagine 60% is that pure white union, but it carries 20% red, representing the future sorrow and the strict judgment of din. And it also carries 20% green, representing the cosmic balance of Tiferet. It's not just white, it's a remarkably complex harmony of forces.
Section 6. Restoring the Cosmic Harmony.
At the end of the day, all of this breathtakingly complex Sephirotic architecture boils down to just the number 1. The two separated luminaries, the sun and the moon, the server and the client, have finally merged back into one unified light. And that, ultimately, is the entire goal of the system. What we are looking at is full system integration. The two luminaries become one, representing a complete integration into a perfect 10 Sephirots harmony. Now, as the hidden logs warned us, it is temporary. The sanctuary will eventually fall. But this specific moment, it serves as the eternal blueprint for all future systemic repairs. As we wrap up our system diagnostics today, we have to look beyond the ancient architecture and ask ourselves, how does this actually map to our own dimensions of connection right now? When you restore a broken system or reconnect with someone in your own life, how do you balance the pure joy of the present with the hidden sorrows inevitably embedded in our human experience? It's a lot to think about. Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.